which was unusual for the league's leading team. Now they find themselves tied at 7-4 with the Sea Spray, and they're hungry to come back with sole possession of first in this one. They'll be going up against the Grizzlies, and they'll get first possession. As we'd like to begin our broadcast by acknowledging we are playing the beautiful Creators game on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish peoples, and in particular, we'd like to make mention of our relationships with the Kikite, Katsi, Kwantlen, Tsleil-Waututh, and Semiahmoo First Nations, our closest neighbors. Always an honor and privilege to live, work, learn, and play in this territory. Pick and roll for Kyle Brunch, and Brody Harris is going to shut that meal down as he sends it back up this way for Reese Blake, who just recently signed on with the practice roster for the Halifax Thunderbirds, and you're about to see why as he's able to pull it around and behind the goal and keep hold of the possession. The big man motoring. Here's Spencer Bromley, puts it off the post. Bromley trying to break the egg early. The early bird gets the worm, and often the early lacrosse player gets the goal. As Bromley was left wide open at the near side, the Grizzlies unable to slide over on their defensive coverage. Aaron Skye defending on Cody Adamson, the leading scorer for his team coming into this one as Garrett Winter trying to track this one down. Roloff pinning him against the wall. Ball is loose. Still knocked down here. Big collisions with Ethan Quinn and company. Another one for Declan Fitzpatrick. Loose ball. Cannon from the point. It gets through. Declan Fitzpatrick. Welcome to Tuesday night. As Declan Fitzpatrick will wind up and let that puppy go from the point. Long distance on it, and it has enough juice to get past Wandler. See the initial contact with the netminder's midsection and still powers through enough to go off of the netting. So minute 15 in, and already a 1-0 game for the Shooting Eagles. They find their possession early, and that was off of some great work in the offensive zone to come away with a loose ball. Wandler gonna knock things down, coming around the near side. Here's Isaac Richmond. Richmond double teamed. Aiden Baker can't knock it away from him as Richmond will pull it off to the far side. Talk about the scratches coming up as soon as we can for both sides. As often is the case with the midweek games, some of the weapons not going to be available on both sides, both offensively and defensively. Mark Yingling trying to cut towards the middle. Low shot blocked by Garrett Lewis. Shot clock's going to wind down. Grizzlies will earn themselves a possession. Lewis will pick it up and start it across for Musso. Musso towards the center. High zone. Leaves it for Kyle Brunch. He'll head off on the change. Sakani Baker. Nice move to the middle. He'll tie this game up at 1. Sakani Baker. So quick and so decisive. Getting to the front of the goal and able to beat Brody Harris to find the tie. Sakani Baker coming into this game. That's going to be goal number 21 on this season. Point number 56. Coming in with 35 apples so far this campaign, and some incredible work being done by Sakani this season. The next leading scorer on his team closest to him is Drew Kask, who's got 17 goals, 27 assists for 44 points. It's been score by committee for both of these teams. They got lots of guys contributing. Here's one of them, and Garrett Winter gets it across to the captain, Cody Adamson, guarded by striker Roloff. Over to the near side for Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick to the middle. Another big shot, another big goal. Declan Fitzpatrick make it 2, and the 1-goal lead is restored. Declan Fitzpatrick, we were talking with Fred Rannard before the game, the lone player we believe in this game eligible for the WLA draft that is happening here tonight at the LEC over in the Main Arena Bowl. So we'll have to see if we get word as to where he's been drafted and where he'll be going, but I'll have to keep quiet enough that he doesn't hear me so we don't spoil the surprise. Here go the Shooting Eagles again. Dowell tried the drop feed, but Johnson was coming in to set a screen. They lost the ball. 12.5 left to go. Richmond and Johnson jousting for this one. Comes free. Musso able to flip it up towards the half line as Connor White gets into the offensive territory. Bumping with Nielsen. Johnson in the area as well. Down low, Grizzlies going to hold, coming back up the near side. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Musso sweeps it to the wing for Brunch. Sets a back screen. Brunch shut down on the near side, goes back across. Willis gets it to White. White coming out of the shooter's side, puts it off the bottom corner of the post. And this one going to be a loose ball push going against Reese Blake, so Mitch McDowell McDowell wearing number 54 in this contest. I believe he was number 23 last season. Made a recent reappearance into this league in the last couple of weeks. Nice quick move. Brunch cutting in, goes airborne, and puts it in the back of the goal. Tied back up at 2 as Kyle Brunch. He and Sakani Baker getting the goals for the Grizzlies. The athleticism on display as they're able to attack the defenders as they close out on the outside. And Kyle Brunch putting a little flair on it. Little bit of flair in the air to tie it up at 2 with 11:43 left to go. Doucette's going to be in on the draw against Fitzgerald. Ball will come free for Nash Moog. Now scooped by Bromley. Aiden Baker trying to stop him. Coming across. Bromley was able to get it ahead for Fitzgerald. Sakani Baker all over him. Couple of tags as it comes across to the near side. Here's Spencer Bromley with it once again. As they work their way, nice pick and roll play. A shoulder stop by Wandler. Nash Moog able to come away with a loose ball. As the one-hand scoop, Jake Young, can he hold it into the offensive side of the floor? He can. Jake Young out the other way. Taking the contact, here's Bromley. 5-hole, score it. Spencer Bromley picking up the 3-2 lead once again. After they got a couple out of Declan Fitzpatrick, he'll introduce himself into the scoring department. Spencer Bromley, one of the most prolific scorers in this league last season. Coming into this game, looking at the Shooting Eagles side, Bromley with 18 goals. Dylan Lacroix has 21 on the side. They've been having some good depth scoring on this roster. Isaac Richmond will get the deflection off of the far wing. They were looking for Jacob Dowell cutting up the near side. 10:53. Far wing, Yingling, nice scoop feed, couldn't get it to Richmond. Would have had the opportunity going right down Main Street. Yingling again, Richmond mixing it up in the middle. Musso tags Yingling. Yingling around high in the zone, feeds it to Winter. Winter cuts towards the middle, has a defender on him, and he scores! Garrett Winter propelling his way through the middle, took the defender with him, and put the ball in the back of the goal. As Garrett Winter gets the feed from Yingling, and you can see that slight hesitation to try and freeze up Ethan Quinn, cuts to the inside, cuts across. No problem with a stick wrapped around him, just able to blast that one home. Another face-off draw going to go the way of the Eagles for a second. Reese Blake able to knock it over. As they'll try and throw this one up. Nearly knocked away. Nielsen's going to have to try this one again. Good pocket feed. Right into the stick of Cody Adamson, who's going to be able to hold control here. Adamson taking a couple of shots, fakes the pass, still holds. Into the middle, behind the back shot, and Wandler able to hold on to it. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the quick behind the back whip to try and catch the defense and the goaltender asleep. 10 minutes left to go now here in the first. Around the screens and around the outside. Smith, the give, and he goes. Cutting around after he set a screen, he had to duck under it as the shot powered wide of the goal. Govind Sagu gets it up to Davidson on the break, puts it off the shoulder, rebound, skipping away from the stick of Aiden Heinsohn. Tori Morimatsu gives it to Sakani Baker. Sakani Baker looking to attack around the near side. Pulls it back out to the other wing for Smith. Now down low for Connor White. White, a couple of stutter steps, spins. It's actually Mitch McDowell. What a stop there for Smith. Or Harris, I should say. Look at Brady Smith. It's Brody Harris. Too many sports going through the brain right now. Brody Harris. Again, the comeback in this one. What an effort there. Nice spin move for Yingling. Gets around, shoots over top of Winter. Loose ball, Bromley. Stopped by Wandler. Fitzpatrick and Bromley were waiting on the near side. Here's another chance coming up for Harris to get involved. They'll be able to scoop out and get that one, lest there be any problems. Tristan Lomas going to be the backup goaltender again today. And on the other side, it's Ryder Bremner. Bromley on a pick and roll, putting it wide of the goal. Loose ball, Baker having a duck. Nice one-handed tap to spring Nash Moog. Nash Moog in on Brody Harris. Shoots, another stop for Brody. Those are the kind of confidence boosters your team loves to see. You've got the 2-goal lead and your netminder is holding it down at the other end. Here they go. Mark Yingling with Roloff on him. Winter trying to move him out of the way. Pick and roll attempt. Knocked right back at the Yingling stick. Blocked by Roloff. Loose ball. It goes to Aiden Baker. Now here's Garrett Lewis. A 2-on-1 possibly. Lewis in on goal. Another save for Harris. Garrett Lewis had a trailer in Musso, but elected to take it himself, and that one will be sent to the heavens by the shoulder of Brody Harris. Mitch McDowell out for another tour of the offensive zone alongside Willis, White, Baker, and Brunch. Here's Baker. Brunch once again. Showing block in the middle, feeds it across, right wing side. Willis cutting in, takes a shot, he'll score! Pearson Willis cutting the lead back to 1. Winds his way down the right wing side, able to shoot cross body and get it in the opposite side. Pearson Willis, another key offensive addition to this team. Here's the stop by Harris, might have even gone off of the crossbar, as now the Grizzlies dishing, and Willis just coming across the grain. Defenders were sliding over to challenge. He gets it over the shoulders of the defense, and with 7:48 left to go, it's a 4-3 lacrosse game. Doucette winning this one and holding possession for the Grizzlies. Kyle Brunch gonna pull this one through down the left wing side. Spins back around. Back up high for White. Morimatsu gonna cut in towards the middle. 7:31 left to go on the game clock. Brunch had the stick knocked out of his hands. The ball's still in there though. Here's Brunch, hard charging to the middle. Can't shoot across the body. As Smith goes low, Harris gets the stop. Rebound, knocked down, loose ball will be scooped up. They'll look up the other way. Using the shoulder, 25 seconds. Here's an outlet feed, swings it wide of the goal. Jake Young able to pick up the loose ball right at the center, though. Pardon me, it was Jacob Dowell. Now here's Declan Fitzpatrick, already working with a couple of this one. Can he come away with a hat trick here in the first? Fitzpatrick sees the man, goes across. Yingling down low. Wandler gets the 5-hole closed. Garrett Lewis sending it to the near side. Nash Moog, on his offhand, was able to get it to striker Roloff. Roloff waiting for reinforcements here as he'll get this one back up to Mitch McDowell. As McDowell will go to the far side. Cutting in, setting the screens. Here's Brian Smith right back in with Pearson Willis. Cutting out of the near side, whip it across. Baker lets it go. Got the shot clock reset, and a great possession to scoop up the loose ball. Baker couldn't get around Kotenoff. Baker swings low and misses wide. So we'll be over and back, but McDowell gets to it first. McDowell down the wall for Willis. Willis challenging in. Makes first contact on Davidson. 10 seconds left. Over. One-timer. Stopped by Harris. Loose ball. A bump. Can they get it? Coming across and collapsing on it are the Shooting Eagles. Ball comes free, though, for Mitch McDowell. McDowell thought about trying to go through traffic. He'll just hold here instead. Morimatsu's out for a tour of the offensive zone. Willis gonna dive himself, and he's kept out by Brody Harris. Faked the pass, then leapt across the crease. Unable to sneak anybody in behind as Garrett Winter was looking for a backdoor cut in the offensive zone. Fitzpatrick, spin move. Lost the footing for a second. Sends it back up. Jake Young over. Yingling relays to Winter. Marginson jumps the screen, coming back across. Here's Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick loads, fires, scores! Fitzpatrick is among them. As Reese Blake out up the middle, trying to run right through Musso. Good control of the ball. That's exactly why got signed to the practice roster for the Thunderbirds. Spencer Bromley sees a man cutting in off of the bench, gonna find it back to him. Gets it right back from Young. Young cutting towards the front of the goal. Up high, Winter, far side, Adamson. Kelly and Baker defending. Now here's Bromley. Bromley shoots wide of the goal. That one will take a couple of hops, and it ends up in the bench. And that'll take us to the officials' timeout. Hard to believe it comes at 4:47. The action fast and furious, not getting many stoppages. So we'll talk quickly about the scratches in this one. First up for the Grizzlies, no Nathan Bell, one of their key faceoff takers. Mitchell Nole, one of the stalwarts on defense, nor Cody Garrison. Drew Kask, their second leading scorer out of this one as well. And no Jack Dulong, who we've seen go out on the offensive side of the floor quite a bit for the Grizz. On the other side, for the Shooting Eagles, they're also without Ben Gagnon. Dylan Lacroix, who leads their team with 21 goals. Patrick Corbett, Reese Young, and J.J. Milne. all of the other usual suspects as far as offense and defense are there. So they've got the weapons like Bromley, Winter, Yingling, as well as Isaac Richmond, Cody Adamson, Declan Fitzpatrick. They've got all those guys up high. And then Reese Blake is back. Big key piece of that defense they were missing in last week's game that they ended up coming up short in. So 5-3 now the score with 4:47 left to go. Coming out the other side of the media timeout, Declan Fitzpatrick, or maybe we should call him Declan Fitzhattrick. He's come away with 3 goals already in this one. We'll see if he threatens to get rid of our hats and our socks in this one. 4:45 as White starts out with it in his own zone. Plenty of time to saunter across the line as he'll feed it for Brunch. Now down for Baker, curling up out of the far side corner. Near side, I should say, for the broadcast perspective. As Willis cutting into the middle. Willis unloads. Harris able to find him with the top side of the pad and collapses on top of it as that one pinballs around to the pads and had to make sure he could come away with where that ball was going to sit at the end of it. 4:20. Here to go in the first. Yingling across to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick will take a couple of high steps. Survey says he goes over to the far side for Yingling. Aaron Skye making an appearance on the defense here. Fitzpatrick cutting into the near side towards the middle. Nice feed for Bromley. Bromley can't pull the goaltender across. Good recovery by Marginson. Able to get the stick in the lane before he can get the shot away. Here's numbers. 2-on-1. Marginson and Skye. Skye setting a screen on Adamson. Marginson in. Puts it wide of the goal. Delayed penalty coming here on Adamson. And we'll see if we get a follow-up for McDowell. That one's actually going to be a loose ball push, but we're also going to get a slashing call. As Cody Adamson tried to get around Aaron Skye and get back into the fray, he's going to come away with a slash for his efforts. They're up 2, but now they're down a man with 3:49 left to go. Your officials in this one, Zach Jones, Cam Como, and Nick DeSantos. Here's Smith. Grizzlies on the power play, working with the man advantage here. Gives this one across. They'll go back up high to Smith. Trying to get this one back down low. Now with Smith up high again. Trying to pull it back out of the zone. Behind the back feed. White lets it rip, and Brody Harris holds the line. 3:26 left to go. They'll give this one over to Brian Smith once again. Smith behind the back feed. 3:20 left to go. Willis taking a couple of steps. Lets it go. Brunch takes the shot. Another save by Harris. Unless they say it missed, they didn't get the shot clock reset, despite it sounding like it went off of the netminder's pads. 3:05 left to go. Brunch back on defense. Numbers shorthanded. Nice stretch feed. Nielsen had to go in and out of the stick. Nielsen around to the far side. Around to Garrett Winter. Critical offensive possession for the penalty kill here. Minute 2 left to go on the power play. 15 seconds left for them to play with here on the shot clock. As Winter settles it down to the far side. Josh Kelly watching him. Davidson a back screen. And they'll call the illegal pick, as the Grizzlies will survive the offensive possession there. 45 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Tried the fake ball play. It's with Brian Smith here. Smith, far wing side. White gets it right back in the shooter spot. Smith, around the world they go. Everybody getting a touch here. Smith getting a back screen. Shooter spot up high. Brunch trying to go around the defense. Spits the difference, and Harris with another stop. Near side, Shooting Eagles out and running. They got a 2-on-0 coming here. Coming right in on goal himself. Goes across. Stopped by Wandler. As Brunch able to get things back into the offensive side of the floor. Scoops it up right before it goes back across the timeline. Floor wide. Whips it. Does Whitey. Scores. A power play goal with 4 seconds remaining for Connor White. Better late than never, as he gets it to go and cuts the lead back to 1 once again. Sakani Baker, great work to keep that one in the offensive zone, lest it be the over and back call. Gives it across, and White blistering past Brody Harris. Hayden Baker back on Isaac Richmond in Grizzly territory. Procedure going to be called on the Grizzlies. So Dylan Doucette will come over and wait right with it just in case the official blows play in. Scooped right up by Bromley and right down the near side. Curling back around. Here's Fitzpatrick. Pick and roll. Can't get it to go as it pops out of the stick. And pushed into the wall. No, it's going to be the loose ball push, it seemed like, unless it was backing in, maybe with a touch by the defender. Yingling around the outside of the screen, tried to get it to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick, the big lefty, headed towards the goal, tried to feed it across. That one took a weird hop towards the goal line. It hit his stick and then took a spin, landed right in the crease. Tried to make itself go east towards the goal line. Uso tried to swim over Segu. Round to the near side, nice moves. Still with it, tried to find the opposite post. Loose ball goes to Morimatsu. 15 seconds on the clock here. And out they go running once again. Hard charging for it. They'll blow play dead here. Scoop right back up. As Mitch Winter brings it to the near side. Moog wraps him up, puts him against the boards. Mitch Winter still has the ball. Now knocked loose by Morimatsu, and Sakani Baker is going to pick that one up. Margitson up the floor. No, it'll go to Nash Moog. Margitson, can he set a screen for Nash Moog as he sets him in the middle? Reese Blake right across to try and shut him down. Sakani Baker cuts hard to the right. Low shot off the chest protector. Trying to see if they can go 2 for 1. They're going to keep it here. 38 seconds. About 12 separating the shot and game clock. Dowell. Here we go with the extra attacker. 6 on 5 going to be the play. They got 15 seconds left to go here. Door's going to stay open, though, for Harris to make the long run back. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Quick shot blocked. 5 seconds left. They got to get the long ball to go here. Winter's going to head back towards the bench so they can get the netminder back towards the goal. Wadler swallowed up the shot, and with 8 seconds left to go, Grizzlies aren't going to go timeout. They're just going to get it up to Moog. Across the floor for Smith. Long range, took one hop. There in the first 15. That stands as the difference maker right now as his team up by 1. The Shooting Eagles will get the first possession with Johnson going right down Main Street. Takes it himself and scores! How's that for a start to a quarter? Tyson Johnson from the face-off dot to the pay dirt as he scoops that bad boy up and is able to beat Wandler to make it 6-4. And that gonna send Wandler over to the bench, at least for the moment. Ryder Bremner set to come into this one. Again, that's a tough one as the defense leaving Johnson a route right up the middle, but Bremner is gonna slot into this one. We've seen Bremner come in relief of both Wandler and Mooney at times this season. A solid netminder as he'll slot in. And you can see he's got the field lacrosse style helmet on. Here's another quick fire opportunity. And Bremner is going to be able to stop the first onslaught he sees. And Brody Harris has got the more traditional looking box lacrosse / hockey helmet on, whereas we have the field lacrosse style over on Ryder Bremner. Coming around to the near side, finds Smith, whip it across to Brunch. Blake defending on him in the far side. Kotenoff's in the middle as well. Tried the low pass to the near side, couldn't get the roller towards the goal. Kotenoff making contact with Smith, he'll just leave it for Willis. Long distance, oh no. That one caught the official upstairs. I think he's just gonna shake that one off. Just gave him an extra second to double check there was no blood. I don't know if we can get a quick replay of that. This is a freak bounce coming off the near side post. We'll see here, Willis takes the shot, goes off the bottom side corner of the post, right up into the official. And Fred, sorry, you know the names better than I do. Which ref? Is that Cam Comel? Yeah, Cam's a tough cookie. Just takes an extra second, make sure he's not leaking, and we get back going. So 3 officials in this contest, as we mentioned, Cam Como, one of them. Nick DeSantos and Zach Jones, the other 2, and Bremner coming into this game and making an impact early on. Scooped up, Grizzlies trying to go out the other way. Aaron Sky going to receive it across the half line. Sky surveying the floor. Davidson and Dowell are back on defense. Mitch Winters back there as well too. Sky got the pass over as White pulling it around to the near side. Maple Ridge Berard helmet on him. Matsu takes the pass, got it to Baker. As Baker holding possession off of the far side. Richmond cuts into the center. Sakani Baker gets open, gets free around the near side, diving on the backhand. They'll say he stepped in as he got the shot away, but what an effort there by Sakani Baker, just trying to salvage that last little bit of the offensive possession. Jacob Dowell forced into the boards, taken down, ball knocked loose. As Garrett Winter coming across, he'll be able to salvage that one. Bremner sliding backwards as he's able to make sure there's nobody on the doorstep to try and scoop that one up. Got that one with the offside arm, did Bremner, on the initial shot attempt. As Baker, near side, gonna feed it over to the far wing. 12:44 left to go here. Cutting to the center, Brunch, gave it to Willis. Now McDole, Mitch McDole. On his offhand, scoop feed in the middle for Baker. Tried to get it low, missed wide of the goal. Brunch, 2 seconds left, will just scoop it into the corner. So we'll get the shot clock violation as McDole watching this one. A little bit of antics with Fitzgerald. As Fitzgerald will cut hard to the right wing side, spin at the half line. Ball was knocked loose. And I think they're gonna call the 8-second back floor violation, and now he's gonna come away with a penalty. Never mind, they score! And Fitzgerald asking for the explanation there as there was about 24 seconds listed on the shot clock, and all of a sudden the play was given to the Grizzlies at the half line. Mitch McDole wastes no time. He got wrapped up, took him with him, and put it into the near side. Brody Harris unable to stop it. As Mitch McDole cutting the lead back to 1. Mitch McDole, an offensive weapon in his time in this league, and you see the patience and hands on display there. 12:16 left to go as Davidson scoops that one up, and the Shooting Eagles get a shot to try and restore their lead here. Adamson up high, forced towards the line. He'll try and cut in around the inside of Aiden Baker, cutting towards the center. Can he get the pass back? Comes across the zone, unable to get it to him as Yingling back in behind the goal. Adamson watched by Bremner. And they're gonna say that he stepped in. Coming down the other way, here's numbers. Grizzlies feed it across to Connie Baker. Nice stop by Harris. Going through the crease called on Baker. Winter, play blown back in. Welcome to the track meet, folks. As Blake, stutter step, swims through, nice move. Trying to get away from Musso, back screen set. Blake, big body cut into the center, passes it away and heads off on the change, so Adamson gonna replace him. Bromley setting a screen, quick shot wide of the goal by Young, scooped up. Here go the Grizzlies out the other way. Far side, loads, fires, deflected out. Garrett Winter fired up there as he's able to get the deflection on the shot. That one going up out of play. And Winter sprinting over to the bench to make sure they get the defensive assignment back out on the floor. With 11:18 left to go here in the second. 6-5 your score. Most recently off of the stick of Mitch McDole, cutting it to the 1-goal game. Brunch, as Morimatsu going to set the screen, it's clean. Here's the pick and roll out of the stick of Morimatsu, was forced inside the crease. Nobody tagged him for going through though if he does get the pass here. Smith back out towards the point, towards the middle. Willis out of the stick. Brody Harris will be able to scoop that. Sees numbers up the floor looking for Jacob Dowell. Dowell has to jump up to try and get that one. Ryder Bremner just going to snatch it away. Striker roll off up to Nash Moon. Has Willis ahead of him. Over on the far side, going to be Jaden LeBurge. Here's Pearson Willis. Back screen by McDole. Willis waving the magic wand. McDole was taken down in the middle. Sakani Baker up high, low shot off of the glove. Coming to the near side for McDole. McDole getting set up. Govind Sagu defending on him. Feeds it across to the far side. LeBurge to Baker. Davidson able to recover. Baker steps around. Harris gets it on the shoulder. Loose ball, rolled off, picked up and given to Sagu. Up the left wing side. Takes the contact by LeBurge. High stepping and moving to the left wing side. 20 seconds on the shot clock to work with, and now they've got possession in the offensive zone. As the Shooting Eagles load, fire from distance. Bremner going to be able to swallow that one up. That's how Fitzpatrick got his first two. The Grizzlies Ethan Quinn will get it across the timeline, gives this one right to Brian Smith. Brian Smith with the momentum, pulls it back out, pulled the defender out. Here's Morimatsu, now down to Brunch, has Cote on him. Far side, Cote defending, gets a screen by Morimatsu, cutting back in. Harris can't get it. And another goal for Kyle Brunch. As the Grizzlies, great effort here. Brunch able to pull it towards the center, and good work by Morimatsu to pull Cote out from in front. A tie game at 6 now, as Kyle Brunch joining Fitzpatrick as multi-goal game getters in this one. Reese Blake faked the slot pass, gave it to Garrett Winter instead. Bromley back up high. Jake Young coming in for the offensive tour, as well as Mark Yingling. Yingling going to set up around the backside of the goal. Here's Richmond through traffic, pounded it wide of the goal. And Bromley come away with this one, scooped away. Here's Dylan Doucette off of the pickoff at the middle. Doucette, a no-look shot to the far post, just went wide. Baker right in front of the goal, down Main Street and over top. It was tipped, so no worry about an over and back. 17 seconds. No fresh shot clock as that one deflected over top of the goal. Mitch McDowell gets the screen, opens the lane and just missed the laser upstairs. Rebound, he'll score. Brian Smith, if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. After that one went off of the backside wall, Smith ended up having inadvertent contact with it in front off of Mitch McDowell's laser. Watch the rebound off the back wall. It goes off of Smith in front. It's a kick save by Harris. And then Smith's able to scoop it up and put it past Harris before he can recover. Grizzlies coming away with their lead, 7-6 now. Just under halfway gone here in the second quarter. Big push there for Tyson Nielsen and a couple extra words. And then coming up, here's going to be a little bit more rough stuff as more bodies getting involved in the fray. Aaron Sky having words with Spencer Bromley. And they're going to separate everybody. Nobody's getting anything here despite the pushing of Tyson Nielsen. Coaching staff letting the officials hear it here. Brunch steps inside. He'll be forced to drop that one, as that could have easily escalated. Bromley and Sky were having words. Nielsen had dumped one of the Grizzlies and had a couple of words over top of him, and that's what drew the crowd. But they let him go. Shot wide of the goal, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Fitzpatrick goes airborne, can't come away with it. And this ball going to be scooped up, heading out the other way with numbers. Mano y mano, Nash Moog in on Harris, wide of the goal. As Nash Moog, the defense was bearing down on him. It was Fitzpatrick and Segu out the other side of the offensive gate. Ball comes loose. Now out the other way, in and out of the stick, but they do still have time. A man in front of the goal, Aiden Baker, he can't get the pass. As Mitch Winter introduces Doucette into the far wall. Now Winter looking up the floor. Are you holding your breath right now? Hopefully you're held onto the edge of your seat. These teams up and down the floor. Mark Yingling curling around the double screen, loads. He'll fire off the back of the defender. That one up and out of play, and that one's going to take us to our officials' timeout and a chance for the temperature to come down just a couple degrees centigrade. My goodness. Again, there was that play that easily, we'll see it here. So Nielsen ended up taking a chop up high, then pushed Nash Moog down to the floor. Sakani Baker, Kyle Brunch, Pearson Willis. Then Connor White, Mitch McDowell, Sakani Baker, Kyle Brunch again, and Brian Smith. Currently, your goal scorers here. Winter into the near side. And 5 aside here, the lacrosse we play. Back up to Jake Young. Young to the near side for Yingling. Sweeping it around the back of the goal. And unable to get it to go on the inside as he popped it out of the stick early. Aaron Sky scooping up the loose ball. Has a couple of players across back gate. Put it in behind the goal. Nice pass by Brunch, or Sky I should say, to Brunch, who put it in behind the goal. Tyson Nielsen, 6:35 left to go here in the frame. Cote going to make an offensive appearance here. Across the zone for Bromley, gets a lane off of the screen, and nearly another referee tagged by the errant ball off of the post. Scooped up by Mark Yingling to keep things alive here. Cote's going to head around the near side, cut towards the middle, back screen set to free up Yingling. Ball still loose, 18 of the shot clock. Yingling has it in behind the goal. Back out in front for Winter, spin move. Backing in behind the back shot, he scores! What a shot for Garrett Winter. Garrett Winter setting up on the far side, had his back to the goal, and just let this thing fly. Watch this here, just whips it in behind him. The quick release finds the back of the goal. Garrett Winter getting involved in a big way in this one. 6:03 left to go. Another win for the Shooting Eagles off of the draw. It's Jacob Dowell down the far wing. Declan Fitzpatrick holds possession off of the far side boards. Goes to Cody Adamson. Reese Blake gonna cause havoc in the middle here as he and Josh Kelly. Here they go, they're gonna drop the gloves. Two big boys going at it. Reese Blake gonna make quick work of it here. They're gonna let it go a little bit longer once he gets up. Reese Blake still throwing bombs at Kelly as the officials getting in between it. Reese Blake making quick work of Josh Kelly there. A spirited quick tilt. The height and reach advantage going to Blake as he was able to quickly get Josh Kelly down towards the floor. And Kelly wanted to get up for some more, but the officials getting in between. So Reese Blake and Josh Kelly, that all started off of the initial big tag off of the screen. Wrestled down to the floor. Josh Kelly getting back up. Enough for a couple more quick blows by Reese Blake. The officials separating everything too quick. Big smile on the face of Reese Blake, as most of the bigger haymakers came a little bit before that replay started. Both of these players are going to get 5. But I believe we're just going to stay, again, 5 aside. The two players, originally their penalties were listed up on the board. They've been taken down, so I'm wondering if they got something on top of the 5-minute major for fighting. "7-7 your score as the Grizzlies. Sakani Baker working around the outside with Kyle Brunch, their usual spot over on the far wing as they work together. Kyle Brunch cutting to the post, sends that right down low. As Harris, nice stretch feed. Nielsen pulling up at the attack line, comes back around to the LEC logo. Feeding it across with 5:20 left to go here. Cody Adamson getting it up high on the near side point. Screen set, Winter cutting towards the goal. Adamson high stepping around the player that tagged him on defense. Able to get the loose ball out of the corner was Young. Young to the near side, trying to find Yingling cutting in off of the far wing. Pushed down and stayed up. Nice behind the back feed now for Nash Moog. Grizzlies up through center. Under 5 to go here in the second. Nash Moog holds it up at the center. Now he'll head off. The last man to join us will be Brian Smith. Gonna cut right to the top of the zone. Sakani Baker cradles, doesn't fire. One hand gives it to McDole. McDole loads, doesn't fire. Cutting it on the forehand side. Tried to tuck it around Harris, but Harris stayed with him. Davidson and McDole as Harris threw this one the length of the floor. Spencer Bromley cutting in to try and come away with it as Aaron Sky takes him into the wall. Ryder Bremner going to take it up the other way as the coaching staff on both sides emphatically giving the instructions to their teams here. Here's Smith across the zone to Morimatsu. Guarded by Davidson and Sagu in behind the goal for LeBurge. Up high, takes a shot, blocked by Davidson in front. It'll come over to the near side as Jacob Dowell scoops it up and looks to go the other way. Jacob Dowell guarded by LeBurge, able to get this one to Cote, one hand on the stick. Cote into the middle. Cody Adamson around the screen, blocked by the defense. Taken down in front was Heinsohn. He'll get back up and head off on the change. Here's Yingling, up high, down low, too slow. Ryder Bremner able to get that one. Throws it up the near side, and Ryder Bremner throws that one to Josh Kelly in the box. As Fitzgerald now. Here's Cody Adamson looking to attack with numbers behind the back feed. Diving, Ryder Bremner able to keep it away. The big man diving across with 3.5 left to go. He's invested in this one. Here go the Grizzlies. Pulling it up their own side as Ethan Quinn will give it to Mitch McDole. McDole cutting across. Nielsen stepping up. Saguz at the top of the zone as well. Quick shot. Harris gets the save. Kotenoff scoops a loose ball. Sends his man out the other way. Here's Isaac Richmond. Richmond is Marginson bearing down Richmond. Stopped by Bremner. Off of the near side wall. Grizzlies get the possession again. But great counterattacks through and through for the Shooting Eagles. McDole leaves it for White. Has room in the wheelhouse, but Harris, that's his wheelhouse right there. Now he's going to look for the touchdown feed. In behind Jacob Dowell. Dowell with another opportunity. Just able to tip it on goal. Bremner had to be careful there. Somebody's glove is hanging out at the near side. Not sure who it belongs to. Brunch, Davidson, and Fitzgerald are there, so he pulls it back out. Quickly across, Baker spinning. Harris gets the save and jumps on top of the loose ball. Sakani Baker was looking for a nice spin move in front. And the goalies just play past. Brody Harris getting involved on the offense. Takes a shot himself. Try to see if he can catch Ryder Bremner sleeping on the far end. Brian Smith over top of the defense. And kicked out by Harris again. No rest for the Wicked. Down in the offensive zone again. You always got to be careful here in the second. If the track meet starts, it's hard to stop because you've got those long changes with your bench so far away from the defensive zone. Here's the cutter coming in. Bremner's able to swallow it up. It was Cody Adamson coming in off of the bench as the last man. 1:42 left to go. Buckle up and hold on for dear life. Here go the Grizzlies again, stopped by Harris. Loose ball, trapped by Harris, and here goes the stretch feed again. Jacob Dowell. Coming off of the bench is Fitzpatrick, 2-on-1, cutting in across. Can't get it in the stick of Fitzpatrick. Loose ball, Dylan Doucette gets it. 1:20 left to go. Here goes Nash Moog. Moog has Baker and Brunch coming off the bench at the far side. In behind Baker. Skied for the loose ball. Cuts to the middle. In the front area. High over top of the goal. Morimatsu now. 14 in the shot clock. Here's Smith to bring it over to the near side. LeBurge going to set him in behind the goal. Smith, mano-a-mano, quick shot down low, and Harris going to get that one too. The offenses are trying a little bit of everything. It's a potpourri out there. As Davidson has it off of the offensive zone. Smith staying out here for defense with him. Across, Cote into the corner. That one deflected by Smith for a second. Yingling has a lane. He'll take it. It's deflected by striker Roloff. 38.7. As possession is going to go for the Shooting Eagles here. They don't call the time. As it's going to be picked up. Winter takes a quick shot. Can he get the loose ball? If he can, they'll go for the timeout, I'd imagine. Not yet. 30 seconds. And they will call it here. And hard to believe that that's already gone by. That last stretch of play was lightning quick. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Net is empty. 6-on-5 here for the Eagles. Garrett Winter and Bromley are up high. They're joined by Young. Looks like also Fitzpatrick, Adamson, and Yingling. Adamson's right in the middle, taking hacks as he's looking to set up back to the net right in the middle of the zone. 10 seconds left. Winter gonna pick the near side. Can he find a lane? Down low to Yingling, cutting in. 5 seconds now. Back over to Bromley off a back screen play. Bromley in behind the goal. Can they get it in front? What's the call? They're gonna say he stepped in. That man right there, the newest Coquitlam Arenac, has been picked up in the draft. So congratulations to Ryder Bremner. As this one going to be over and back. Shooting Eagles getting the possession as welcome into the second half. Ian Wilson with a call on behalf of our wonderful broadcast crew. Jacob in the back on the stream. Emily and Leo on the cameras. And Fred Rannert is the man on the mic for PA. Mark Yingling taking a couple of spins. Aiden Baker guarding on him. Threw it in front. Went off the dome of Garrett Winter. Loose ball. And Fitzpatrick unable to get it to go. Ryder Bremner diving forward for that one as well. Again, the Poco Saints player now drafted by the Arenalacrosseleague. No wonder he's been playing so good here tonight. As Kyle Brunge making his way to the offensive zone. Makes contact, gets low on Reese Blake. Back out in front, looking for Baker. Couldn't get it to him. Off of the wall, Willis back up high to McDole. McDole loads, fires. And that one going to go up out of play. Said it was deflected. So this one will stay in for the Grizzlies. 14:04 left to go in a tie game here in the third. Sakani Baker, 25 on the shot clock, looking for the lane. Good defense by Davidson. Nice spin move down low in the middle behind the back shot. Put it wide of the goal. Tried his Garrett Winter impression there. Across. Brunch goes low and Harris, can he gobble up the rebound? He can. Diving in to try and get things was Smith, and I think they're going to call backing in possibly. Sakani Baker's going to start with it in the corner once again. The Grizzlies not letting up here. As Connor White was waiting kind of near his bench. He's going to hold things in the offensive zone. Sakani Baker finds him coming up at the far side. White goes airborne and Harris meets him with a shoulder. Here we go up through center. Shooting Eagles. Throw it back across. Heinzen's going to go right in on Lewis. Jake Young lets it go wide of the goal. Scooped up. As Cote will find that one for Declan Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick protected by the Berards in the draft as well. So Maple Ridge getting themselves a fantastic player to go out of the Cam Neely this season. Margitson tried to pull that one through, took the contact. And they get across the line in time. Possible numbers, but no, they'll pull it out to the near side. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Lots of time to work with. As McDole going up. Willis going to cut towards the center, pulls it back out, fakes the pass to Smith, gets square at the shooter spot. Nice spin move off of the check. Lost the man down low, takes the shot, held onto by Harris, and scoops it up. There's Morimatsu, picked off the pass from Brody Harris, rushing into the offensive zone and runs right into Jacob Dowell. Morimatsu picking up his own loose ball, sending it across the zone. 12.5 left to go here. Connor White and Smith go back and forth. It's in the far corner. White, steady, across, Kotenoff, whoa! Picked it off and then put it on his own goaltender. Coming out the other way. Mason Johnson throws that one off of the floor for Brandon Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald pivots, feeds it in behind himself for Spencer Bromley. Bromley gave it back across as the Shooting Eagles looking to get back into the offensive territory here. Adamson and Winter working the two-man game, coming back across to the near side. Here's Bromley. Shut down by Bremner. Loose ball was in the chest of Bromley. So they'll come together with a man. They get knocked down. Bromley and Quinn with a couple of choice words as it goes out the other way with 11:45 left to go here. Segu closing out on Doucette. Gives it to McDole. Mitch McDole leaves this one for Kyle Brunch. Brunch stalking in, trying to get Reese Blake moving. Reese Blake, though, staying with him. Nice screen by Sakani Baker. Brunch back to Baker. Baker swim move. Here comes Reese Blake. Oh my goodness, you can feel the heat coming there as Reese Blake was coming back in for a big body check. Tried to give and go. Here's McDole. Pulls it back out. Lots of time to work with here. 20 seconds on the clock still. Baker under pressure. Knocked down. Can they get on their horse? Here's a 2-on-1. Scooped up. Isaac Richmond has a man across his Heinzen, cutting in. Richmond stopped by Bremner, and the rebound goes past Heinzen. Kelly throws this one down for Musso. Under 11 to go. And they're keeping the tempo high here in this second half. Cuts towards the middle. Musso giving it across out of the stick of McDole. Lets it go. He scores! Second of the night for Mitch McDole. Opens up a one-goal lead for the Grizzlies. Mitch McDole getting it from the shooter spot off of the far side. Musso found him. And the quick shot over the defender in between his teammate that was coming over to set the screen. Just sandwiching the sight lines of Brody Harris. As the face-off going to be picked up by Doucette as he comes across, takes the contact. And that one will be scooped up by Sakani Baker, having to do a quick spin move at the half. He'll work his way down the left wing side with pace. Johnson sticking with him though. Now for Willis. Dowell going to be the man to guard him. Here's the back screen by White. Scoop pass. Makes contact. Can he get open for the shot though? Powering towards the goal. Put it wide of the post. Loose ball dunked over. He stepped in. Good work from him behind the goal. Couldn't get it to go. 1-goal lead for the Grizzlies. 8-game losing streak coming into this game. They desperately want it to end. And you can see with the pace and fervor they play with, they've not been far off this season as Yingling lost his footing. Loose ball, able to get it free. Cote got it around the world to Young. Bromley's in the middle working on roll-off. Young coming, has a lane, missed the near post. Grizzlies scoop it up. There goes Jaden LeBurge. LeBurge with Bromley on his backside. Pivots around to the wall, takes the contact, and he'll keep it alive here. Throws it across as McDowell scoops it with 9.5 left to go in the third. Brunch gives it for Morimatsu. Morimatsu back up. Smith, low-high shot, just missed the top corner. Willis off of the rebound. 7 seconds. McDowell puts it off the side. And that one deflecting off of the netminder and up out of play, so they'll get a full 30. McDowell gets the possession off of the far wing, trying to cut towards the center. Pulls the defense back outside here. Stutter stepping, cutting to the center. Brunch feeds it down low. High stepping. Morimatsu stopped by Harris. And loose ball going to be hefted out the far side. Mitch Winter looking up floor. Finds it for Cody Adamson. Nash Moog trying to work Adamson to the outside. Knows the captain's got the power if he can back in. Fitzpatrick across. Yingling stops on a dime, pulls it back in front. Bremner stays with it. And then a loose ball push going to be called on Ethan Quinn. Ethan Quinn going to stay man-on-man with Mark Yingling. As Young giving this one around the near side. Back to the far wing. Quinn and Kelly defending on Yingling. Back up high. Adamson. Elevator. Missed wide. Trying to ring the top floor as he goes low to high. Just missed wide of the goal. 8:18 left here as Kyle Brunch has it top of the zone. Getting around the outside of Dowell. Pulled it back through and gave it to Baker. Baker, one man to beat. There's the screenplay. Feeds it off to White. Bounced off his stick. Closing the gap. Brandon Fitzgerald trying to work him over. Here goes Connor White. Lost the ball. Can they capitalize? No. White's going to try and scoop this one up. Just swung it back into the offensive zone with time winding down on the shot clock. 7:52 now in the third. Defensive players coming off the offensive cavalry coming on here. Cote was looking to try and break in front of the goal off of the far wing. Couldn't do it. Bromley to Adamson. Here's the roll with Young. Puts it off of Bremner. Nice pick and roll play off of the near side. Loose ball push going to be called on Margitson. Here's Bromley. Bromley feeds it up high. Sending it over to the far wing. Cote in the middle, mixing it up, setting a couple of screens, backing in on Lewis. Cote cuts towards the center. Here's the pick and roll again with Young, trying to work off of the near side. Bremner just scoops it up. Throws that one ahead to Lewis. Lewis tried to catch him from behind, and then Lewis actually lost the ball, but it ended up right with Mitch McDowell. McDowell. Grizzlies holding the lead right now. Team just telling their players to relax here. Over top of the goal, tipped, so it stays in. 2 seconds left. Baker towards the goal and sends that one wide. And they are going to send us to the officials' timeout. I think they were going to argue that if it wasn't the officials' timeout, it would have been a delay of game. It actually is going to be. We're going to get unsportsmanlike conduct actually going to be called against Sakani Baker. Going into the officials' timeout, so not a delay of game. It will be a unsportsmanlike for taking that late shot after the whistle went with a shot clock winding down. of this one for the Shooting Eagles. The penalty killers, Kelly, Musso, Sky, Aiden Baker, and obviously Bremner in the crease. The offense going to be Mark Yingling, Jake Young, Garrett Winter, Spencer Bromley, and Cody Adamson. Full 2 minutes to work with. Can the special teams get it done here? Grizzlies were successful on their lone power play. Can the Shooting Eagles do the same? They'll warm it up around the outside. Lots of touches up high in the zone. Bromley going to cut through, as does Adamson. Double screen play to get Yingling free, and Bremner gets the save. Yingling across, Adamson. They've got the fresh 30 to work with here. Adamson no-look feed to Young. Young back up high. Bromley setting up the shooter spot. Do they get it to him quick? They go to Young. Popped out of the stick. Referee was in there for a moment. Aaron Sky and Jake Young coming together. Here's Winter, fakes, goes. Young had it in the stick, knocked it down low. Aaron Sky working over him. And Aaron Sky on Bromley. Over, Winter, just missed the top floor. Those low shots that swing high. Then Aaron Sky and Spencer Bromley continuing the conversation. The official watching it intently. Things are going to go back down into the Eagles' end. Grizzlies get possession here. Aaron Sky not going to back down from anybody. As the Grizzlies feed it across the zone. Mitch McDowell, Pearson Willis, Kyle Brunch, and Toru Morimatsu. McDowell pulling it back out up to the right side point. 52 seconds left to go here on the power play. McDowell trying to open himself up some space. 10 on the shot clock. Cutting feed, knocked it loose. Good effort though. As here they come out the other way. The offense will be able to get to the bench, and here come the penalty killers once again. It's Lewis, Quinn, Moog, as well Aiden Baker. Quinn and Baker up high. Moog and Lewis down low. Coaching staff telling them to watch the cross-seam passes. They're going to look to try and open it up here. Young cutting into the middle off of his play. Winter back to Adamson. Here's a screen play for Bromley. Bromley off of Lewis. Loose ball. Moog scoops it ahead. Can he come away with it here? Stick check as Jake Young jousting for it. Moog tried to sweep it away. And a fresh 30. Good work on the loose ball for Jake Young. Loads, passes, collapsing is Ethan Quinn. Moog jumping the gun. Here they go out the other way. Baker's out of the box, and he gets the stretch feed. Sakani Baker in, stopped by Harris. Great play by the Grizzlies to find Sakani Baker coming out of the box, but couldn't beat Harris. Loose ball, Adamson falling down, makes contact. Still loose, diving, sweeps it across. Gets it into the offensive floor. What a hustle play there for Adamson. We're back 5 aside here. Big check coming through the middle as Roloff working on Winter. Cutting in, Winter pulls it back out. And one man coming in on him was Margitson coming in from the far side. Now Young gives it over Winter. Makes contact with Margitson, feeds it, diving. Bremner with a save. Doucette comes away with a loose ball. Fitzpatrick all over him. Dylan Doucette up through the middle, feeds it to Ben Musso. Musso lost the handle, still able to scoop it up though, just trying to will it towards the front of the goal. Kotenoff and Blake come together to knock it away. Ball still loose. LaBerge had his stick tangled up with Blake. Now Reese Blake says, get off of me, but the ball coming loose as he tried to pull that one across. 30 seconds on the clock, the fresh reset as they're in the offensive zone. LaBerge gonna stay out. Brunch is already there. Baker coming in to join. Baker cutting through the middle. Now White. Far wing side is Davidson on his back. Knocked down. Delayed penalty coming here. And there goes Bremner to the bench. Too late as a holding call. Going to go against the Shooting Eagles here. Second power play of the game for the Grizzlies. They're 1 for 1 so far. The opportunity to leverage the momentum and try and bring themselves to a 2-goal lead with 3:15 left to go in the third. So Davidson, wrong team. Connor Davidson, the hold in the box for 2 minutes. As Brian Smith will start out with this one. Smith, White, Willis, Brunch, and Baker, the usual suspects for the Grizzlies out on offense here. Baker holds at the near side goal line area, gives it to the shooter spot. Smith behind the back feed. Have a man waiting right in front alongside Harris. They're going to load up on that far side. White swings, misses, split the difference between Baker and Brunch. Baker, 4 seconds, wide of the goal, scooped up by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald takes a quick move up the middle with momentum, feeds Dowell. So 22 seconds, they can basically cut this down to a minute left if they eat up all of the time in the offensive zone. 2.5 left on the game clock. Kelly up to tag Dowell, in and out of the stick of Bromley, would have had to do it one-handed. Lewis sending this one up the other way as Josh Kelly spinning off of the check of Jacob Dowell. Kelly was in some fisticuffs earlier as he got into a fight with Reese Blake. As Smith and Brunch, they'll work it around up high once again. Baker and Willis will be the men down low at the goal line sides. Here's Baker, 6 seconds on the shot clock, back up, Smith over Willis. Willis, 2 seconds, puts it off of Harris, and he holds on. 38 seconds left to go in the power play. That one up the middle for Young. Able to shake off Sakani Baker. Margitson, Moog, Sky, and Aiden Baker alongside striker Roloff to defend here against the offensive penalty killers. Declan Fitzpatrick, last man in off of the bench. 1.5 minutes left to go here in the third. Fitzpatrick loading up, cuts to the middle on his strong side. Now spins, threw it high-low, off of the pads of Bremner, and a fresh 30. 5 seconds left before Connor Davidson joins us. I'd imagine he's going to go right into the fray since he is a defender. There he goes. Baker spins around the outside. Behind the back feed for Kyle Brunch. What an effort there. You think he might have actually been going around the world there, as Jake Foster would say, as Reese Blake going in behind the back there, cutting across the center. Loose ball, Yingling can't get it, Garrett Lewis does. Lewis in the final minute here in the third. To the near side for Doucette. Musso's with him down the near wall, leaves for McDowell, fakes the pass, would have been picked off by Jacob Dowell. Far side, Brian Smith, cutting towards the middle, feeds it here, sends it across, quick shot wide of the goal, scooped up, Kyle Brunch. Can he come away with this one? Brunch pulls it through, 7 seconds. Here to go on the shot clock. Morimatsu down low, off of Harris. I think he's got it in the equipment. Either that or it's right behind him. It was in the backside of his pad. 23 game clock, so no shot clock to worry about here. There goes Harris to the bench. The Winter feeds it down low. 6 on 5, they call it out. Extra attacker on the floor. Final 10 seconds here in the third. Bromley, back screen, cuts to the middle, takes the shot. Bremner, stick save, diving for the loose ball. Steps in, possession with 1.7. As Ben Musso is going to send that one the length of the... But at the end of the season, none of that will matter, as all of this a tune-up for the playoffs. Playoff format similar to years past, where it'll be the one and done of 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. And then it will be the 3-game championship series. 2 full-length games. If it's tied after that, we go to the 15-minute mini game. And whoever is the victor after that will be your season champion here in our 3rd season for the Arena Lacrosse League. Back up to the near side point. Nice cut around the goal. Stopped by Bremner. They ran the route around the outside, cut back in front of the goal. They got him the ball, but couldn't beat it past the Poco Saint. Aiden Baker sending it off at the far side. Mitch McDowell to the near wing for Willis. Willis cutting to the center, up high, put it off the post. Willis found the far post, and that one getting caught up underneath the goaltender. As Brody Harris will get it out the near side for Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, left wing side, spins around, will feed it back up to Fitzpatrick. Off on the change, here comes the last offensive player, it's Garrett Winter. Curling off of the near side wing. Cote into Yingling. Mark Yingling loading, doesn't fire, 5 seconds left. Winter pulls, shoots, able to get that shot from distance. Cote mixing it up, trying to come away with a loose ball on Mitch McDowell. Cote scoops it free, and he finds a loose ball. Good work for the Shooting Eagles. 1.5 minutes gone by here so far. curling it back up high. High stepping, throws it to the near side. Cote got it from Young, swings it to Adamson. Adamson, low shot. Bremner gonna gobble that one up too. They look the length of the floor. Mitch McDowell lets it fly. Bounces off of the back window. Comes to Nashmoog in front. Loose ball. Segu and Blake trying to work this one. Baker working on Govin Segu. Gets into the front of the goal. Forced to bring it back out. Baker not going to take that shot himself. Mitch Winter out to guard him. As White and Winter come together, I think that's going to be a penalty on Mitch Winter. Long shot was turned aside by Harris. Brunch picking that one up. Connor White's going to head off on the change as Mitch Winter going to be tagged with a delayed penalty here. Willis gives it to Brunch. Extra attacker is out of the floor, so if they score, it'll be negated. Here's Willis. Over for Brunch. Brunch, nice move, cuts to the middle, missed wide. Loose ball in front. Can they scoop it towards the goal? As Morimatsu just trying to pick up his stick as Davidson had chopped it out of the hands. And Mitch Winter going to be reported over at the far side. 2 minutes for a hold. The Grizzlies, a chance to widen the gap here. Weren't able to get it to go on their last power play attempt, but they'll have another opportunity here. McDowell, White, Baker, Brunch, and Willis. The usual suspects as we often see. So Baker off at the far side. McDowell back up high. Richmond and Blake trying to cut the gap up high. Here's Brunch walking in a block by Connor Davidson. White gives it to Willis. Willis working in over the far side. Brunch setting a screen for Baker. Baker, Davidson able to recover. Blake's over there too. Quick shot of the back gate. They score. Power play goal for Pearson Willis. Second of the night. 9-7 your score. As the power play gets it done, a quick feed across to Willis. And Willis able to let that one fly into the back of the goal. As quick as it was in his stick, it was right back out. The power play goal, their second of this game. The special teams working tonight for the Grizzlies. Eagles find themselves down in the 2-goal hole here. As Towell is cradling up high, dumped to the floor, able to get things free. Diving play, they score! Great work along the boards as Dowell able to free that one up for Declan Fitzpatrick. And now he's got 4. Fitzpatrick getting a little hang time there as he dives across. Make it his 4th on the night. None coming at a more important time than that. Cut the lead to 1 with 11:40 left to go. As Johnson wins another face-off for the Shooting Eagles, it goes to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald will send it across to Reese Blake, who will relay it on to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick loading in his favorite spot, that lefty shooter spot. And again, we've seen him come so far since his first year in this league. Cutting down the wing is Yingling, back up high to Isaac Richmond. Over, Bromley lets it fly. Bremner gets the stop of the loose ball going off the near side wall. As 11:08 left to go here. Bromley mixing it up. Fitzpatrick stripped to the ball, picks up the loose ball. Gets the tag of the screen, trying to get the pick and roll going. Bromley towards the goal. Bremner just stays vertical, and that one goes right into him. Out the other way. Under 11 to go now. Feeds it up on the far side. Here's Sakani Baker. Can't get it to go. Sakani Baker, loose ball as Heinsohn working him against the boards. Govin Sagu is able to come away with the ball. Out the other way. Sagu stopping up at the near side wing. 10.5 left to go. Finds Cody Adamson. Their team down by 1. Adamson, Cote, Fitzpatrick, Young, and Winter. Young off of the far side, cuts towards the point. Across the LEC logo, they'll relay it to the near wing. 7 seconds. Adamson back over. Fitzpatrick, couple of steps towards the middle. Swinging shot, he scores! Make it 5 for number 52. If you're keeping track at home with a tally board, put that horizontal strike through him. 5 on this game for Declan Fitzpatrick, and he'll tie it up at 9. Declan Fitzpatrick no more. He's got 5 in this game, and he's pushing for the sock trick when his team is needing him most. Morimatsu's going to pick up a penalty as Reese Blake kicking this one forward to Dowell to keep it alive. Morimatsu almost going to come away with another penalty there as he rips the helmet off of Jacob Dowell. Morimatsu was already going to be tagged for the hold, and now I think he's going to get a double minor. Both officials having the arm up. I think Morimatsu just cost his team more than a couple of minutes. 10:02 left to go here in the 4th, and we're going to see what's reported here. Cody Adamson has to move back for the second while he gets reported. So 2 minutes for a hold and 2 minutes for a second hold. So Morimatsu going to get 4 minutes in the box here. We'll see, there's the first one as he took Tyson Johnson down coming off of the draw. And the second one came against the far wall as he grabbed Jacob Dowell from behind as Dowell was trying to kill time to set up for the extra attacker play. So Cody Adamson will get the initial possession here. Adamson, Winter, Young, Bromley, and Yingling. Back up, Cody Adamson feeds it over. Back in the middle, they tried to find Winter setting up. And Nash Moog will be able to get this one. Spin move, cuts to the middle. Bromley still watching him. He's able to get across the timeline. Good work for Nash Moog, cutting in. Takes 3 men to the outside. Fitzgerald on him, not trying to allow him to get back up. Fitzgerald, good work, comes away with a loose ball. Nash Moog, one last tag. Great work on both sides. Fitzgerald getting the ball back into the offensive zone as Moog and Bromley come together at the near side offensive gate. Or defensive gate for the Grizzlies, I should say. As Winter loads up at the center point. Loads, passes, gets it right back. Fitzpatrick now out as Winter put that one off the shoulder of the netminder. Brody Harris came out just in case they wanted him to stretch the floor. 9 minutes remaining here and 3 minutes left on the double minor to Morimatsu. Adamson to Fitzpatrick and gets it right back. Cody Adamson behind the back feed. Winter gets it back to the captain. Captain Cody unloads and Bremner stays with him. Out the other way they go. Takes the contact, does Lewis. Nearly sent it to the wall. Heavy checks from Reese Blake here. Good work by Garrett Lewis as Blake trying to force him to the outside. Sent to the far wing. 8:30 left to go here. They still got lots of time. They got to kill off of these penalties. Sakani Baker trying to test the waters on the far side. McDowell had cut in. He got inside position as Brunch, 2 seconds left, just has to take the sharp angle shot. Trying to knock it away from Reese Blake or push him back into the crease. Blake gave it away as he had to get rid of the ball. Fresh 30 now as McDowell cutting in. He'll take a shot. He scores! A short-hander and a hat trick all in the same play for Mitch McDowell. Mitch McDowell off of the turnover, able to get that one right back towards the middle. Shoots around the defense, had 2 people on him. It does not matter. He gives his team the lead, 10-9. 8:04 left to go. Tyson Johnson will be in on the draw. And now, importantly here for the Shooting Eagles, they're looking to go net zero on the power play. They gave one up shorthanded. Now they have to score to be where they were when they started. And the first of the 2 minors will expire. So if they score here, the power play is done. Cody Adamson working around the top of the zone. Loads, doesn't fire. 12 seconds left, gets it right back. A quick shot, he'll score! That's the one they were looking for, as Cody Adamson will ripple the twine. 10-10, we're even at double digits. As Cody Adamson, the give and go. Just that little bit of a run by Winter. enough of a distraction for the defense to freeze in place, and Cody Adamson splits the difference between them. So the shorthander for Mitch McDowell and the power play goal for Captain Cody. Something about players in this league and being captains that their first name starts with C. We've got Captain Connor on the Sea Spray, Captain Connor again on the Blackfish, and Captain Cody here on the Shooting Eagles. No captain right now, if I'm mistaken, on the Grizzlies. Here's Cody Adamson once again as he wound his way in but put it off a defender and over top of the goal. Loose ball goes to the Grizzlies. They have numbers ahead. Here they come in on goal. Grizzlies stopped by Harris. And Musso had a great opportunity there. Cote out the other way. 7 minutes left to go in this one. Anybody's ball game. Cote dragging Baker around the outside. It'll come back up to Yingling. Mark Yingling up to Winter. Ring around the rosy, far side. Back up Winter, now near side again. Cutting to the middle, they'll feed the far shooter spot. Young loads, goes to his offhand, brings it back at the forehand, he scores! Jake Young getting in on the goal scoring party. He'll propel the Eagles to the 1-goal lead. 11-10 with 6:37 left to go. Jake Young gets Dylan Doucette on his backside and a nice one hopper to the near side post. 11-10 your score now. As the Shooting Eagles finding their scoring touch, they get 2 unanswered to make amends for giving up the shorthander. Mitch McDowell, formerly the captain of this team, but I didn't see the C on his chest this season, so but thank you very much, Jacob, for throwing up the draft graphic. Because again, that going on this evening here at the LEC. So lacrosse taking over the Langley Event Center. Adamson around the outside. Fitzpatrick cut into the middle, spin move, takes the shot wide of the goal. Similar fashion how we scored those other 5 goals. So play going to be dropped down as everybody gets the changes. Grizzlies coming out here, looking to find the equalizer. Brian Smith gives that across to the far side. Sakani Baker, Jacob Dowell working on him. Baker gives it back up high, around the world to Willis. Pearson Willis cuts up high, feeds it over. Cuts to the middle, Brunch just putting it off of Brody Harris's shoulder. The arm outstretched, Richmond bumps to the man, here's numbers. And Fitzpatrick had that one roll out of his stick. Jacob Dowell try to zoom by and get a piece of that one, but Bremner able to calmly scoop it up. Fitzpatrick had the stretch feed for Dowell lined up and it rolled out of the stick. You see a fist pounding the wall as Fitzpatrick went off on the change. Fitzgerald on Baker, cutting across, put it down low and got it through the 5-hole and out the other side. Fitzgerald defending hard here. Illegal pick play going to be called on the Grizzlies as Heinsohn scooped that one off of the foot. They're not going to call it a delay. It was just an inadvertent touch there. Fitzgerald shoots down low. That one pounding off a couple of corners and coming back out to the post. The point area, I should say. Here's left wing side for Cote. Back up high to the right point. 5:02 left to go here in the fourth. Bromley cutting towards the middle. Nice move. Lost it out of the stick. Loose ball coming to the near side. Well, the players heavy into the wall together. As Cote, 3 seconds up to Adamson. Bremner able to gobble it up. Up through the middle they go. Grizzlies trying to get across the timeline. There's Big Reese Blake to meet him for the greeting party. 1-goal lead for the Shooting Eagles here. Off of the stick of Jake Young. White over to Baker. Baker around Johnson, wide of the goal. Can't line it up, he'll get the loose ball though. 7 seconds, feeds it over. Here's a shot by LaBerge, wide of the goal. And they'll say that one going to be touched by the netminder or the side of the goal, so they'll keep it for the Grizzlies here. Dowell right in front of his netminder. Going to try and stop a possible wraparound attempt or a dump off the back of the netminder. Now Willis. Back screen by White across Baker. Morimatsu's in on Segu. Segu seeing where he's coming from. Sagu able to get away from it and go out on Baker. Baker cutting inside now to the middle. High shot off the mask of Harris. Fresh 30 though, in behind, White scores! Connor White out of nowhere gets that feed from Sakani Baker and ties this game up at 11. Sakani Baker sees Connor White running the route around the back of the goal, feeds him with a pass, and Connor White, what an effort there. The floor vision by Sakani Baker is able to find Connor White, and that is a big time goal right there. Scooping this one ahead was Ben Musso, battling his way through everybody. Was able to swim past Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, though, pokes it up for Reese Blake. Reese Blake trying to scoop this one up, just tried to send it through the legs. Aiden Baker getting in the way, and then a big hit there. And no penalty going to be called here as Reese Blake with a cross check to the man. And the Grizzlies are up in arms right now. Both officials looked at it and looked the other way. And Reese Blake didn't think there was anything wrong there. We'll have to see. I don't know if we can get a quick replay of that one. The officials having a quick chat with the players as Reese Blake cross-check right in front of the Grizzlies bench. 3:26 left to go in this one. That could have been a game-changing call there either way. 11-11 your score. The officials having a quick chat about this one here. Mitch McDowell out having words with the two referees, but again, it doesn't appear there's going to be anything here. The officials either thought it was a good hit or didn't see anything going here. So play is going to be in the offensive zone here for the Shooting Eagles as they had possession of the ball when play was blown dead as they were trying to discuss everything here. 18 seconds. Winter pulls it back out. Over. Fitzpatrick feeds to Bromley. Bromley cutting in. Spins around onto his forehand side. Over. Can't pull the trigger. Aiden Baker picking up the loose ball. Grizzlies out the other way. Possible numbers here. Aaron Sky cutting in. Takes the contact. Lost the ball. Kotenoff. Can he strip him of the ball? Ball knocked free. Aaron Sky still chasing him down. Voracious here. Kotenoff able to hold control, feeds it over, and then takes the contact from Nash Moog. As Yingling, Adamson, Cote, Young, and Bromley. 2:40 left to go here. Again, still anybody's game. We're even at 11. Yingling holds, coming up at the far side in front. Jake Young having to walk around to behind the goal, keeping the tippy toes free. And Cote just drops the ball down. 2:27 left to go. Grizzlies calling for a delay. None given. Nash Moog going to leave that one for Kyle Brunch off of the far side. Brunch gives this one back around to Smith on the near wing. Smith working in on Cote. Smith takes a shot. He scores! An emphatic fist bump for Brian Smith as he makes it an even dozen for the Grizzlies. Brian Smith. Nice shot around the defense. The double screen opens him up enough of a lane to go upstairs. 2:11 left to go. The Grizzlies find the lead. Tyson Johnson in on the draw here. The officials watching everybody carefully off of the far side as Reese Blake will come away with the loose ball here. Across the timeline and into the offensive zone. Had to be cautious as Roloff was coming in off of the defensive side of the bench there. Coming across the zone. Declan Fitzpatrick fed it to the near wing. Now back up to Adamson. Adamson over to Bromley. Bromley, quick shot. Going to be blocked by Doucette, it looked like in front. Grizzlies know that the time is their friend here, but they got a 3-on-1. Why not? Over. Baker puts it over top of the goal. Harris stays with it here as Musso gave it over. More time for them to kill here. They can take it all the way down to a minute left in this game. Blake, Davidson, Kotenoff, Richmond, and Winter defending against Smith, White, Baker, LaBerge in behind the goal, Brunch out on the wing. Here's Connor White, 13 seconds on the shot clock. Blake getting tangled up in the middle. Harris gets the save there as Blake and Smith just tangling each other up there. Stretch feed, missed it. Can't get it into the stick of Jake Young though. Young takes the contact as they try and knock this one loose. Can the Shooting Eagles come away with possession? No, here go the Grizzlies again. As Brody Harris tried to stretch the floor, Sakani Baker calling for it over at the far side with that lime green stick. Sakani Baker holding possession. Reese Blake trying to knock it loose off of the near side. Blake forcing him to the outside, holding position. Nice move by Baker. Dagger! Sakani Baker! 36.3 left on the clock, takes matters into his own hands. Sakani Baker working on Reese Blake on the far side. Quick spin move to the inside and a diving play in the near side post. Shooting Eagles. Gonna call somebody back to the far side, and Adam Smith incensed right now, as I believe he is gonna be gone from this game. He threw the clipboard down emphatically. Adam Smith gonna be gone from this one as Tyson Johnson comes across. Adam Smith slamming the gate emphatically as he makes his way out of this one and towards the Shooting Eagles locker room. And if his team had any chance of getting back into this one in the dying seconds, that pretty much seals it. Down by 2. They would have had chance and opportunity with the last 36 seconds. Now the Grizzlies will have the power play. And Tyson Johnson, he's already in the box. They were asking for somebody else to go serve, but he's already there. Grizzlies just gonna run out the clock here, as this pretty much just gonna be academic at this point. The Shooting Eagles gonna apply a little bit of pressure here at the end, but they're just gonna kill time off here as Willis coming in off of the near side, but he's not gonna take the shot. The Grizzlies, they got the 2-goal lead. They're just gonna kill time off of the clock here. Some sportsmanship shown there as they just roll it into the corner. And the Shooting Eagles, their record drops to 7-5, I should say, as the Grizzlies, the losing streak is finally over. They have had so many close games in the last 4 weeks. They finally get one to go their way. Emphatically, in the final few minutes, they come away with the lead, and they put their stamp on this one that the Grizzlies are back. As always, do me a favor, be the best version of yourself. Good evening, good luck, and we'll talk to you again on Thursday night.